There is a man standing in the marketplace. He is not selling anything. He is not buying anything. He is just asking questions. He asks the general why courage matters. The general stumbles. He asks the poet what beauty really is. The poet cannot say. He asks the politician what justice means. The politician changes the subject. This man does this every single day, for decades, until finally the city of Athens decides they have had enough and sentences him to death. His name is Socrates, and the question he kept asking in 100 different forms was always the same: do you actually know what you think you know? Socrates never wrote a single word. Everything we know about him comes through his student Plato, but what comes through clearly across thousands of years is this: Socrates believed that most human suffering, most bad decisions, most wasted lives, most cruelty came not from evil intentions, but from unexamined assumptions. People were not bad. They were just asleep, living on inherited ideas, received opinions and beliefs they had never once stopped to question. He called this kind of sleepwalking through life the unexamined life. And he said plainly that it was not worth living. That sounds harsh, but think about what he actually meant. How many of your core beliefs about what success looks like, what you owe other people, what kind of person you are, what you deserve, have you actually examined? Or did you absorb them from your parents, your culture, your school, the first job you had, the people who were around when you were young and impressionable? Most people never ask. Not because they are stupid, but because asking is uncomfortable. Because pulling on one thread can unravel a lot of what you thought you knew about yourself. Socrates had a name for the process of questioning. He called it dialectic, a conversation where both people are genuinely trying to find the truth rather than win an argument. And he had a method for it. We call it the Socratic method. It works like this. You start with a claim, something you think is true. Then you ask, what do I actually mean by this? Then you ask, is there any case where this wouldn't be true? Then you ask, if that exception exists, what does that tell me about my original belief? It sounds simple. It is not. Most people find it deeply uncomfortable because it is designed to surface contradictions in your own thinking. And almost everyone has them. The Athenians found it so uncomfortable they gave him hemlock. But here is what is remarkable about Socrates. He was completely at peace with not knowing. He famously said that the only thing he knew was that he knew nothing. This was not false modesty. It was the whole point, because the person who knows they don't know is capable of learning. The person who believes they already have the answers has closed the door on every new idea before it gets in. This is the examined life. Not a life spent in doubt or paralysis. Not a life where you question everything so exhaustively that you cannot act. But a life where you hold your own beliefs lightly enough to update them when the evidence changes. A life where you ask regularly and honestly, is this actually true? Is this actually mine? Or did I just stop questioning it because questioning it felt dangerous? Socrates lost his life for this, but he never stopped asking. At his trial, offered the chance to stop philosophizing in exchange for his life, he said he would rather die than give up the pursuit of wisdom. That is the examined life. Not comfortable, not easy. But the only kind of life Socrates believed that was actually alive. The practice this week is simple. Pick one belief you hold strongly. About yourself, about the world, about what you deserve or what you owe. And ask it 3 questions. What do I actually mean by this? Where did this belief come from? Is there any situation where it would not be true? You do not need to resolve it. You just need to look at it. That is where it starts. That is where it has always started, in a marketplace in Athens 2,500 years ago, with one man and one question. Do you actually know what you think you know?